Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, the 2018 sequel to Jurassic World. While the first Jurassic World took a lot of the original Jurassic Park and repackaged it for the modern world, Fallen Kingdom took a different route and gave us an entirely unique and original storyline. I'm just joking, it's pretty much Lost World. Once again, our heroes go to an island in order to save the dinosaurs, and once again, the dinos instead get taken off the island by the rich villains for personal gain. When I first saw Fallen Kingdom in theaters, I left thinking it was hands down the worst Jurassic movie I'd ever seen. But after spending more time with it in order to make this kill count, I've definitely changed my mind. First off, JP3 is the undisputed worst Jurassic movie, and nothing you say will convince me otherwise. But at this point, I also prefer Fallen Kingdom to the original Jurassic World. It helps that there are way more practical dino puppets all over the place, created by a special effects team led by Neil Scanlon, who also headed the creature and makeup effects department in all the new Star Wars movies. Having the actors be able to physically touch all these dinos brings back some of the magic that was missing for me from Jurassic World. And I can appreciate that director J.A. Bayona tried something different for Fallen Kingdom's tone, giving it way more horror elements than any of these movies since the original Jurassic Park. So while I'm tearing into this thing for a bunch of stupid shit, because come on, this movie's pretty stupid, just know that I don't hate it. I've come to terms with it being a dumb fun movie, for the most part. A few story elements and that entire end sequence can still go fuck right off. But oh yeah, I'm supposed to pretend that these reviews are just kill counts, so let's go count dead bodies. The movie begins with an underwater vessel entering the abandoned Jurassic World on Isla Nublar. The park's apparently been closed since the destruction it faced at the end of the last movie.
Relax. Anything in here be dead by now.
What? It's only been like 3 years. They weren't goldfish, they were dinosaurs. The submarine comes across the sunken skeleton of the Indominus Rex, who, if you'll remember from the last movie, died after Mosey the Mosasaurus pulled him down into that huge lagoon that was situated smack dab in the middle of the park. The Subby Bros perform a little bit of amateur operation and extract a spare rib, then send it to the surface to be, well, extracted again. But on their way out, Mr. Mosasaurus himself comes behind them, and they're killed off screen in a real nice spooky way, with us seeing the submarine's lights blink off underneath the water. I love the dark and stormy imagery here. This whole damn cold open is great. The technician on the surface, in charge of closing the lagoon gate, is only partly through his task when his buddies waiting in the helicopter see something behind him in the dark. Spooky lightning flashes reveal everybody's favorite apex predator, and with one classic Rexy roar, we're back in this franchise. Oh man, it's so good to be back. The technician, Jack, drops his little padlock iPad during his escape, and after the T-Rex steps on it, it breaks and the lagoon gate stops closing. That thing should have had an OtterBox, man. Jack leaps onto the helicopter ladder, but it looks like they threw out a little too much slack, cause Rexy's found a new play toy, and boy does she look cute playing tug-of-war with a chopper. Good girl. The ladder eventually breaks and the chopper gets away, but even though it seems pretty high up, Jack doesn't escape the jaws of the Mosasaurus, who jumps out of the water and snatches him up. Oh, and the chopper lets him get away? Talk about having a fishtail to tell. The thing was this big, I swear. The chopper mercs are just happy to get away with their lives, and that Indominus rib, so they fly off, leaving the Mosasaurus to, wait, leave Jurassic World and swim out into the open sea? Why the fuck would you have what's essentially a fish tank holding your most prized asset open up directly to the ocean? Why would you design your park that way? After a lava flowy title card, we see a lava flowy volcano. Isla Nublar is about to blow, and the dinosaurs there are now endangered all over again.
An extinction level event will kill off the last living dinosaurs on the planet.
The US Senate is debating if they should interfere and try to protect the dinos, but one public testifier thinks we should kiss our dino pals goodbye.
I'm talking about man-made cataclysmic change.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum shows up for like 5 minutes in this movie, with pretty much his entire performance shown in all the trailers. He was only on set for 1 day, and it feels like he gave them 1 reading per line and called it an afternoon.
As deeply sad as that would be.
Still, he successfully lobbies for the Senate not to save the dinos, as Claire Deering sees on the TV. She's now a dino activist and is much more down to earth, as we see in this mirror shot of her introduction in Jurassic World. Instead of rehearsing for a business meeting, she's got coffees for all her co-workers. And instead of stepping out into the fancy Jurassic World laboratories, she squeezes her way through a broken elevator into what looks like the campaign headquarters for a third-party mayoral candidate. Claire gets summoned to Lockwood Estate, this giant mansion that serves as the home of Ben Lockwood. What, you don't know who Ben Lockwood is? Come on, he's been there since the very beginning. Or at least that's what this movie tells us.
Hammond and Lockwood built a custom lab in the sub-basement extracted the first DNA from amber right beneath our feet.
Yeah, dude, he's been there all along. You know, except for those few years he went and raised pigs on a farm or something. But now he's back and ready to save some dinosaurs. He tells Claire that he wants to extract the dinosaurs from the about-to-blow Isla Nublar and take them to a sanctuary island to live in nature in peace. Unfortunately, Lockwood's got some health problems, so he's fixing to leave his estate to Eli Mills, his slimy rich nephew. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of back when that character was named Peter Ludlow in The Lost World. Mills isn't Lockwood's nephew. He's just a very obvious villain in waiting, played by Rafe Spall, who, like, I still don't understand how he's the son of Timothy Spall. How did Timothy and his wife Shane make Rafe? How did they do that? Right now, Eli needs Claire to help him extract the island's most valuable dinosaur.
Blue. I didn't know she had a name, but Blue is potentially the second most intelligent piece of life on this planet.
That means Claire is gonna need to get Blue's favorite human involved. You know him, you love him, he's so badass he's building a goddamn house from scratch. It's Owen fucking Grady. Hell yeah! This is gonna get awkward though, since once again these two are exes, having split up after the events of Jurassic World, I guess because Claire didn't want to follow in Matt Foley's footsteps.
Because you didn't want to live in a van on the side of the road.
No.
Although Claire wants to save the dinosaurs, Grady is fine with letting them go extinct, in a total reversal of their personalities from the last movie. I'm not saying it's unearned or anything, I'm just pointing it out. But later that night, all it takes is some of Blue's baby videos to get Grady all emotional, and so the next morning, he's waiting for them on the plane to head to Isla Nublar. There he meets Claire's two hip, trendy co-workers, paleo-veterinarian Zia and neurotic systems analysis Franklin.
Nervous flyer?
Would you ride a 1,000-pound horse that's been abused all its life?
I rode my motorcycle through the jungle with a pack of raptors.
We're not compatible.
That's right, Franklin, because you ain't a badass. They fly to Isla Nublar, which, like always, is presented in beautiful soaring shots, and land to meet Eli's team of tough dudes who are led by Ken Wheatley, who's played by Vincent D'Onofrio. Oh, wait, shit, no, I'm sorry. I was thinking of back when that character was named Vic Hoskins in Jurassic World. Wheatley is played by Ted Levine, who, like, would you fuck him? He'd fuck him. They all take a bunch of APCs into the abandoned Jurassic World, stopping near the visitor center so Zia can get out and witness her very first in-person dinosaur. And to mirror the first movie's premiere dino experience, you know it's gotta be a majestic bovine brachiosaurus. Welcome to Jurassic Park, motherfuckers! Let me hear a little bit of that OG music. Yeah, right in the nostalgia vein. The team gets to a facility on the island, and Franklin boots up the electronics with the most cliche phrase he can think of.
I'm in.
They look up where Blue is, according to her electric tag, and Owen sets out to find her, but not before a bit of badass guilt tripping.
If I don't make it back, remember, you're the one who made me come.
While he looks for Blue, we get another reference to the original Jurassic Park, even though the original Jurassic World already referenced the same thing. It's almost like the sequels in this franchise have a morbid fear of being their own movie. It's like daddy issues in film production form. Blue jumps out and yells at Grady for being a deadbeat dad, and it seems like she may have forgotten some of her training. Wow, that was the cutest thing I've ever seen. Well, other than Lucy playing around with my action figure of Blue. That's the cutest thing I've ever seen. Grady badasses Blue enough that she's all ready to be his favorite girl again when she gets darted in the neck and surrounded by the mercenary team. Whoa, no way, Buffalo Bill was a bad guy? Fucking shocker. Blue doesn't go down without a fight though. She jumps on one of the mercenaries there and apparently manages to fatally injure the guy, at least according to the internet. But before he's killed, he shoots Blue with his gun, putting a bullet in the belly of the world's cutest killer theropod. Grady gets all pissed, but Wheatley just shoots him with a dart gun and hey, blows the man down. The volcano begins to burst forth and the mercenaries lock Claire and Franklin inside that control room to die. Meanwhile, Grady is paralyzed from that dart juice, and he has to roll his body away from some creeping lava like he's goddamn Leonardo DiCaprio in The Wolf of Wall Street. The lava is hot enough to melt bones, but I guess not hot enough to burn Grady, even though he's right there next to it. Oh, and good thing you got behind that old dry wooden log there, dude. That thing's definitely lava-proof. Franklin lead hackers the door open, only for the computer to indicate that there's a dinosaur on the way inside. Some crappy-looking lava starts pouring into the room, and it provides the perfect mood lighting for a baryonyx to make its entrance. Yeah, Franklin screams a lot in this movie. I guess it's supposed to be funny. The baryonyx, which is a spinosaur, apparently has a lava-proof head, and that allows it to push through and keep on coming after Franklin and, shit, what was her name again? Claire! No, it was something close though. Oh, Claire. After just a couple more screams, Claire and Franklin escape through a hatch and close it shut behind them. Of course, this is kind of out of the frying pan into the fire, as the island around them is blowing itself to shittereens. Grady runs out of the tree line with an assortment of dinosaurs on his tail, and together, everyone runs away from certain ecological destruction. They find one of those glass gerbil balls and start to climb in, but before Grady can hop inside, we get the long-awaited premiere of the Carnotaurus. Hell yeah! It's here and it's hungry. And even though its arms would make a T-Rex feel like Freddy Krueger in an alleyway, he's got fucking devil horns on his head. And that's good enough. The Carnotaurus gets temporarily distracted by a Sinoceratops who's into dino body modification. What you got there, girl? Gauges in that frill? After that dino scuffle, not quite a dino fight, the Carnotaurus is ready to eat some humans again until a T-Rex comes out of nowhere like always to kill it. Wow, somebody get this T-Rex a falling banner, pronto. Rexy runs off, the vanguard of a full-on dino stampede that includes a rubbernecking Allosaurus. Cool eyebrows, dude. The stampede is cut short by a cliff, but since that gyrosphere can't stop, won't stop, it flies right off the edge, and we see Claire and Franklin give genuine looks of terror as they fall. Genuine because they built a frickin' roller coaster for this shot to achieve an actual zero-G fall. The ball falls into the water below and leads into one of the movie's best sequences, complete with a real sad image of dinosaurs struggling to stay afloat, and made even more impressive by the fact that it's all done in an apparent one take. Lucky for Claire and Franklin, these waters are home to the badass-osaurus, who swims up and helps free them from the hamster ball. The three of them swim through the water and surface in more cool shots that should definitely be appreciated. J.A. Bayona directed the hell out of this movie. The heroes get together and watch from a cliff as InGen invades the island on a game trip. Or shit, I'm sorry, that's Lost World again. These heroes watch from a cliff as the mercenaries prepare to leave the island with their captive dinosaurs. And because Wheatley's gonna need a character trait that'll lead to his death later, he steals a Stegosaurus's tooth for his collection. The ship loads up, and Claire, Grady, and Franklin manage to snag a conveniently left behind vehicle and drive onto the ship's loading ramp just in the nick of time. And yeah, everyone else on the ship, just go ahead and ignore that truck full of people who just crashed into the hangar. Oh yeah, good call, Claire. I'm sure a hat will help distract them from that action stunt. In reality, the people on the ship are too distracted to notice them because they're watching what may be the saddest moment in the entire Jurassic franchise. I can poke fun at this movie all damn day, but fuck if I don't tear up every time at the shot of a Brachiosaurus being overcome by smoke and fire. And to make things even more depressing, this poor dinosaur was confirmed to be the same one Dr. Grant and co saw when they first arrived at Jurassic Park. Oh, poor baby. With that, the ship leaves the island, and the movie prepares to be something totally different for its entire second half. Back at Lockwood's estate, John Hammond's BFF, who everyone has known about forever, has a little chat with his granddaughter Maisie, who, according to her nanny Iris, is a silly sausage.
You silly sausage!
This frivolous Frankfurter lives with her grandpapa because her mother, his daughter, was killed in an accident. Maisie is quite the spunky one. After walking in on Eli while he's on the phone with Wheatley, confirming that he's a bad guy for anyone who's never seen a movie before, she spies on him as he meets with another evil cohort. This cohort is an auctioneer named Gunnar Eversole, and he's played by Toby Jones, last seen on the kill count getting torn in half by an eldritch horror in some fog. The two of them have a generic evil rich guy combo.
4 million is a slow Tuesday where I'm from.
Before heading into the mansion's sub-basement, where Eli shows nefarious Billy Quizboy that they've created another new dinosaur.
We call it the Indoraptor.
The Indoraptor is a combination of raptor and the Indominus Rex, whose DNA they have from that rib stolen in the cold open. Maisie tries to tell her grandpapa that Eli's an evil bastard, but he just dismisses her. That'll do, girl, that'll do. She takes it upon herself to sneak down into the sub-basement's lab, where she watches a video of Grady training Blue. And holy shit, man, just when you thought this dinosaur couldn't get any cuter, we watch as baby Blue nuzzles up to Grady's cheek. Oh my god! Maisie's binge watching is interrupted when Eli shows up with another secondary antagonist, friggin' Henry Wu, back to be a bastard again. He tells Eli that the Indoraptor is just like the word fucker.
It needs a mother!
And without a proper dino mommy, that motherfucking Indoraptor ain't about to be all nice and snuggly like Blue. Maisie retreats down a hallway to hide from the bad men and all their scheming, and she backs up straight into the Indoraptor itself, who's clawing at her like a monster from behind the bars of its cage. She runs away from the Indoraptor right into Eli's evil arms, so he takes her upstairs and locks her in her room. Back on the mercenaries' boat, Grady, Claire, and Franklin find Zia tending to Blue. Blue's gonna need a blood transfusion cause her bullet wound is getting pretty nasty.
Oh my god, is it in my mouth?
Did you get in my mouth? You sure?
You good?
To get blood for the operation, Claire and Grady break into the conveniently unguarded T-Rex truck, where the beast is thankfully tranked up like a pirate captain with a dart addiction. Again, the fact that this is a puppet most of the time is awesome. It lends so much more realism to the scene and the hijinks that our heroes have to go through. Eventually, they get that Rexy blood, and even after the T-Rex awakens and screams so loud the entire ship should be friggin' deaf, Grady and Claire are still able to get away from it without anyone else on the ship noticing. Oh, and fun fact, Chris Pratt did his own stunt jumping out of the truck there, which I thought was pretty cool. The blood transfusion works for Zia's operation, and she successfully removes the bullet, and all it cost them was a single tear from Blue. Aww. The boat docks, and our heroes all get split up. A mercenary dude recruits Franklin as a rope boy. Grady and Claire hop in a truck and pretend like it's their job, even though, like, wouldn't that truck already have a driver assigned to it? And Zia stays with Blue while she gets heckled by Wheatley.
What a nasty woman.
Yeah, it's kind of weird hearing Donald Trump referenced in a Jurassic movie, but I guess Ted Levine ad-libbed the line and Bayona kept it in. I don't, however, know the story behind the news crawl in the beginning that cast aspersions on the intelligence of this movie's in-universe president. As Grady and Claire drive with a caravan into the Lockwood estate, they get noticed by a guard. Yo, was that fucking Star-Lord? And so Wheatley shows up with a gun to Grady's head, and in no time at all, they're put in dino jail. By now, Lockwood has discovered Eli's evil plot, since, you know, kinda hard to keep a giant operation like this quiet when it's in the basement of your home. But when he tries to make Eli call the police and turn himself in, for what exactly? I don't know. Eli instead takes a pillow and suffocates Lockwood to death off screen? What? Damn, dude, this ain't one flu. Maisie watches from her balcony as a bunch of rich people pull up to the mansion in all black cars, looking kinda like that scene in Get Out. Oh shit, are these millionaires about to put their brains inside of dinosaurs? Ebersol greets all of them in their various languages, while Maisie runs around up on the rooftop step in time. After she crawls into her granddad's room, she finds out that he's dead, but she's able to hide inside the dumbwaiter and escape Eli's detection when he comes back to fake discover the body. He and Ebersol get the dinosaur auction going for their audience of millionaires and billionaires, most of them there to buy dinos as war machines. Take the Ankylosaurus for instance, thing's literally a tank. Alright, now let's see here. A new fighter jet cost the US about 90 mil a piece, so a dinosaur has gotta be like what, twice, 3 times that amount?
I have $4 million. Anyone with 5?
What? Anyone with 5? Yeah, dude, how about a recurring guest actor on a network sitcom?
$10 million once, twice, sold.
Did they write this script using 1990s inflation? I'm not impressed by your evil auction if a dinosaur could be purchased by fucking Andy Samberg. Down in dino jail, Grady realizes that their next cell neighbor is a Stygimoloch, a pachycephalosaurid with a mighty useful bone dome. He whistles to get its attention so it can charge the wall between them with ramming speed, all while the auction continues with the cheesiest fucking shot in this series. Literal dollar amounts increasing in the reflection of the rich bad guy's glasses. Wow. Stiggy finally breaks through the wall, and they're gonna need one big-ass Rita Hayworth poster if they're gonna cover that up. But instead of hiding anything, Grady just gets the Stiggy to bust them out completely. Grady and Claire find Maisie, who, upon seeing them, runs away down that hallway that has the, wait, what? The dumbwaiter? What the fuck? We just watched a scene earlier where that exact same hallway ended at the Indoraptor's dino cell. What is this House of Leaves shit? The adults introduce themselves and ask stupid questions.
You like dinosaurs?
What kind of kid don't like dinosaurs, Grady? Come on. Immediately, the adults hatch a plan to kidnap this random kid on their way out.
We could use a friend too.
That sounded kind of creepy there, Claire. With a couple of shots right out of the start of a Britney Spears music video, the Indoraptor is finally brought out for all of us to see, shocking the auction audience with how scary and evil it is. Without any hesitation, the nameless Russian bad guy bets on it.
20 million!
Although the Indoraptor was meant to be a prototype, not for sale, Ebersol gets the go-ahead from Eli and starts auctioning it off.
Do I hear 26?
I'll tell you what I hear, a slow-ass auctioneer. Where's the fun auction babble? And for that matter, get yourself a cowboy hat, dude. Right after the Indoraptor gets sold, Grady conveniently finds Stiggy Pop and sticks him on an elevator that opens on the auction floor. The Stiggy Iggy runs amok and tosses people through the air like it's a frickin' cartoon. but I'm not gonna count anyone here as dead, they're probably just pretty bruised. Speaking of which, Grady's being a real bruiser here and fighting all the evil mercs like he's in a frickin' side-scroller. It's actually a pretty cool shot. For once, I'm gonna call him a badass unironically. The mayhem clears out the auction, sending rich bastards and trucks full of purchased dinosaurs fleeing from Lockwood Estate. Wheatley walks into the empty room and, after seeing the Indoraptor, gets a major poaching boner. He tranks the dino down and enters the cage of the great big fat dinosaur so he can steal one of its teeth. Remember, we saw him do that once? So he just has to do it now. It's not just an excuse for him to die. I'm being sarcastic. That's exactly what it is. Before he's killed though, the Indoraptor has to act like Bugs fucking Bunny by pretending to be asleep. Aw, ain't I a stinker? When it wakes up and attacks Wheatley, we do get a halfway decent kill for once, since the Indoraptor tears off Wheatley's arm like he's an off-screen Sam Jackson and eats it right in front of him, before sniffing in his face and finally digging in for a full meal of Wheatley thins. Eversoul sees Wheatley's death and tries to run past the cage to escape into the elevator, impeding on 3 others who are in there hiding. The doors close right as the Indoraptor charges at them, but after its tail hits the switch and opens the door again, it finds 4 delicious humans inside just ready to be killed. The scene cuts away after the Indoraptor roars in Eversoul's face, but let's be real, all 4 of those people are dead for show. Eli finds Grady, Claire, and Maisie, and we get the stupidest and most unnecessary plot twist they could ever have come up with.
Lockwood never had a grandchild. He just wanted his daughter back.
You heard that right. After his daughter died, Lockwood made a clone of her, and that's what Maisie is. She's a clone, like the dinosaurs. Speaking of which... Damn, that dinosaur got a twofer right there. I think they call that the Dino Deuce. Anyway, the rest of you better scram. Evil Henry Wu is trying to get all of his assets out of this madhouse, but while he's busy yelling at Zia, who's handcuffed to Blue's cage, Franklin sticks him in the neck with some drugs and knocks the doctor out. A couple of mercenaries show up before Zia and Franklin can escape, and one of them drags Henry Wu away so he can be in the 3rd Jurassic World in another unnecessary role. As for the merc who stays behind, Zia opens Blue's cage and he of course gets mauled and killed, as does another dude who shows up and tries shooting at Blue, only to get dragged away by the dino and have his neck bitten into. His gunshots punctured some gas tanks, but Blue's a smart little theropod and gets out of there before the whole thing explodes. Unfortunately, the explosion breached the giant tank of poison gas that every good millionaire keeps in the basement of their mansion. You're just not really rich until you have tanks of poisonous gas laying around. We get another kill for the count after Grady, Claire, and Maisie come across a mercenary lying on the ground in the main room of the mansion. Our heroes hide as the Indoraptor begins to search for them, and somehow they're able to avoid its detection even though it has raptor DNA in it, and as Claire pointed out earlier when she was talking about Blue,
she can pick up your scent a mile off, you'll never capture her.
Yep, a mile off. Unless you're behind a closet door, then you're good. It's even stupider when they come across the lighting control system and shut off all the lights in the room, acting like that's gonna do anything. Isn't this thing half Indominus Rex? You know, the dinosaur that could see in infrared, which was a giant part of the last movie?
Could you see us?
They say it can sense thermal radiation, like snakes.
Damn, Fallen Kingdom, just do like one more draft on your script, brah. Franklin and Zia discover that the poison gas is spreading to the dinosaurs still in captivity, so he hacks into the mansion's infrastructure to reboot the lights and the HVAC system. And he must have said the magic words, because he gets it going and turns on the lights, allowing the Indoraptor to finally see its prey. Come on, Lucy could have found those people in the dark. What kind of designer predator is this thing? Maisie gets away from the destruction, but the Indoraptor chases after her, going all-out slasher killer as it follows her up the stairs and down a long hallway. Luckily, she's able to hop into the dumbwaiter and close the dino-proof dumbwaiter door that somehow protects her against the world's top predator. Yeah, okay. Grady and Claire share a smooch, and then he's off to go save Maisie, sliding into a gun pickup cause, you know, badass. Maisie knows that the best place to hide from monsters is underneath the covers, so that's where she goes as the Indoraptor somehow winds up on the roof of the mansion. Yo, I thought you said this raptor was Indo. Seemed like outdo. There's an admittedly cool shot of it roaring in front of the moon, but dude, you're outside now. You're free. Go fuck shit up. Why the hell is this dinosaur so hell-bent on hunting down this one individual little girl, creeping into her room like a boogeyman-osaurus and casting Nosferatu-esque shadows all over the place? It reaches its scary claw towards Maisie and is all ready to kill her when Grady comes in and shoots it a few times, temporarily subduing it. But with the rifle out of ammo, Grady's backed against the wall until his homegirl Blue comes to the rescue and leaps into action for an out-and-out dino fight! As their bedroom brawl continues, Grady and Maisie make it outside and climb around, occasionally getting disrupted by the dinos in stunts that involved Maisie's stunt performer, Rochelle Baynard. And in one of my favorite fun facts, Rochelle Baynard also played Poe in the Teletubbies reboot.
Uh-oh. I'm Poe.
I fucking love it. The Indoraptor follows them onto a big glass roof of the mansion, but Blue's not done with you yet, you genetic abomination, and together, the two dinosaurs end up crashing through the glass below them. In an awesome shot, the Indoraptor spins as it falls, and Blue winds up on top as the designer dino gets impaled upon the horns of a ceratopsid skull. Blue survives the fall, but the Indoraptor is dead. Too bad I don't count dinosaurs on the count. Womp womp. All the survivors reconvene downstairs, where the leaking poison gas is just now seeping into the dinosaur cell block. Claire opens the dinosaur paddocks, letting them all out of their individual cells, but pauses before opening the door to the outside since it would mean letting all of them out into the open. But wait a minute, why didn't you leave the dinos in their cells and just open the outer doors first? That would vent the place out but leave the dinos locked up. Seriously, Jurassic World, just like one more pass before you start production next time, please? Claire decides against unleashing all of the dinosaurs and is instead content to let them get poisoned to death right in front of her eyes. But as they start watching this dino cruelty go down, the doors suddenly open up. What?
I had to. They're alive. Like me.
What? Okay. Whew, this movie really lost it in the final act, huh? But yes, thanks to the unnecessary clone girl, the dinosaurs are now free, which means Eli about to have a bad day before he can make his bad guy getaway. The first creature out is a pteranodon who picks up one of Eli's associates and drops him onto the hood of a vehicle. I'm gonna put him on the count, as well as this other dude who apparently got crushed by the stampede of escaping dinosaurs. They seem pretty friggin' dead to me. Eli narrowly avoids getting crushed by hiding beneath a van, but I guess he lost his peripheral vision while he was down there, because that's the only way to explain how he doesn't see the T-Rex coming out of nowhere to snatch him off. Seriously, imagine if the camera were zoomed out from this shot. There's no way he wouldn't have seen that T-Rex. At least his ultimate death is pretty cool, and a callback to Eddie Cars, since the T-Rex involuntarily splits his meal with the Carnotaurus eager to get some extra screen time. And hey, might as well give us another T-Rex roar. Yeah, you know what we're here for. The T-Rex crushes the Indominus Rex's DNA and runs out into the open world, which, yeah, that's not good. Grady, Claire, and the others come outside and run into Blue. Grady tells the raptor that he can adopt her and take her to a safe place, but Blue's like, nah man, I ain't about that caged life. Peace, motherfucker. Oh, don't worry, Grady. You may have missed out on a pet, but now you and your ex-girlfriend have a random clone kid that you'll have to raise. Wait, is that a happy ending? A quick little denouement features a voiceover by Dr. Malcolm, apparently continuing that testimony from the beginning, as we see that there are dinosaurs and dino DNA spreading out all over the globe.
Welcome to Jurassic World.
Wait, wasn't the last movie already called Jurassic World? You know what, never mind. Let's just wrap this up. Looks like Claire and Grady have indeed adopted that little clone girl they just met, and that the Mosasaurus from the beginning is out and about, getting itself a little surfer snack in a shot we had spoiled from the trailer. No, the kill isn't definitive or on screen, but I don't think that guy would be able to get away. The movie ends with a check-in on our two favorite dinosaurs. First, we see the T-Rex at a zoo, roaring at the king of the jungle, and finally, we see Blue on a cliff, yelping at a desert suburb. This was by far our longest kill count episode yet. Did it give us the most kills? Let's find out and get to the numbers. That sound good to you, buddy? Yeah, man, that sounds pretty great. Awesome, dude, and hey, you were actually in this movie. Yeah, I know, jackass. By my count, 19 humans died in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and since this was a Jurassic movie, nearly all of them were dudes, with only a single lady victim, that one killed in the elevator off screen by the Indoraptor. Hey, it's still one more lady victim than all of JP's 1 through 3. With a runtime of 128 minutes, we wound up with a kill on average every 6.74 minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Eli Mills. Yeah, it's pretty similar to Eddie Carr's kill from The Lost World, but that one got the golden chainsaw too, because it's fucking awesome. Besides, I don't want to give it to Wheatley because of all that Bugs Bunny bullshit. Dull machete for lamest kill will go to Lockwood, who was snuffed out with a pillow off screen while his amber cane topper smashed to the ground in some overzealous symbolism. And finally, don't forget, these movies get a Diamond Dino for coolest dinosaur sequence. And in this movie, I'll give it to the cold open, from when the T-Rex starts chasing down the technician dude, all the way up to his eventual death at the hands, or jaws, of Mosey the Mosasaurus. I love the dark and stormy setting, the lightning flashes that reveal Rexy, the tug-of-war sequence with the ladder. If the rest of the movie had been more like this cold open, we would have had one amazing dino horror movie on our hands. films. And that's it. Jurassic World: The Fallen Kingdom came out in 2018 and became another billion-dollar movie. It now sits as the 12th highest grossing film of all time. Damn. The final Jurassic World movie won't come out until 2021. But until then, I'm James A. Janice. This has been The Kill Count. Thanks a lot for watching this surprise Kill Count. I want to keep thanking patrons who have been with me for over a year. Victoria Condata, Todd Windish, Zakeo Karchi Easterly, Sean Harrington, Jax S, and Ethan Daniels. I can't believe how much my opinion of this movie changed while making The Kill Count for it. I'm even cautiously excited for The Last Jurassic World. Just maybe give Jeff Goldblum more than a couple of lines. Be good people.